So we're here driving the new Ferrari 488 GTB. It's the replacement for the 458 Italia, so it's got some pretty big shoes to fill in. So let's get straight down to it and see how it feels. Now we all know the downsides with turbo engines, they don't tend to rev as highly. That's the case here, it's down from 9,000 RPM before to 8,000 RPM. Still very high, not quite as high as the old 458. And the other thing can be the noise, as we found out in Formula One. Let's see what you think about the noise. I think it sounds pretty good. You do get a little bit of that boost overlaid with it. That was my real big concern with this car, and I think they've done a really good job. But what was always so great about the 458 was that it was so cohesive, it was so nicely integrated, the precision you got. So let's just go and string together a few corners, fly up this road and see if they can replicate that awesome feeling that we know and love. Wow, loads of mid-range, loads of response low down though as well. Beautiful. Steering, really good on centre precision. Feels a little bit weightier maybe than the Italia, which is great. Wow. I love it, I love it, I love it. I'm so pleased that this car is really good. I can't tell you.
So let's have a look around the 488 GTB in a bit more detail then. The 488 is basically a very thorough revision of the 458 Italia, although it weighs 33 kilos less and Ferrari says 85% of the parts are new. But that new V8 engine is the key bit of news. It's an evolution of the unit in the California T, but there's a small capacity hike from 3855cc to 3902cc, peak power comes in 500 RPM higher, and there are new conrods, pistons, turbos, manifolds and camshafts, plus new cylinder heads with improved cooling. All that means power jumps by 99 brake horsepower compared with the California T to 661 brake horsepower, or a huge 172 brake horsepower per litre. At Fiorano, the 488 GTB feels pretty incredible. The new turbocharged engine gives you power absolutely everywhere, but there's also instant response, and that just heightens the sense of interaction. The brakes are relentless, the aerodynamics make it feel almost undramatic to go flat out, and the 488 remains as playful as its predecessor. This is still an unintimidating car to throw around. Because you've got the space to push harder on a circuit, it does take time to adjust to the lower rev limit. It's also clear that the track-orientated 458 Speciale has the sharper chassis. But really, the 488 GTB is a very accomplished supercar. We came to Maranello wondering if a new turbocharged engine would prove its undoing. The truth is anything but. Okay, so the 488 GTB doesn't rev as high and the sound can't quite match the old engine screaming at 9,000 RPM. But the 488 still has a goose pimple soundtrack, responds to the throttle almost as crisply, and, well, there's a massive hit of extra performance to placate anyone still longing for natural aspiration. Perhaps the best compliment I can pay the 488 GTB is that despite so much having changed, this supercar still feels like a 458, and that means, for me, it remains top of its class.